Ever wondered what makes a Rolex a Rolex? It's not just a watch, it's a statement, a legacy, a piece of history on your wrist. But how did this brand become the undisputed king of luxury watches? Let's turn back the hands of time and find out. Our story begins not in Switzerland, but in London in 1905. A young German visionary named Hans Wilsdorf, just 24 years old, had a bold idea. At a time when men used pocket watches, he dreamed of a watch that could be worn on the wrist, one that was both elegant and reliable. Together with his brother-in-law, Alfred Davis, he founded Wilsdorf & Davis. They started by importing Swiss movements, placing them in quality British cases, and selling them to jewelers. But Wilsdorf wasn't content just being a supplier. He wanted a brand name that was short, easy to say and remember in any language, and looked good on a watch dial. In 1908, he coined the name Rolex. He said the name just came to him, like a whisper from a genie while riding on a horse-drawn omnibus in London. It was the perfect name for a brand destined for greatness. Wilsdorf was obsessed with one thing above all else: precision. He knew that for a wristwatch to be taken seriously, it had to be incredibly accurate. He submitted his watches to the toughest timekeeping tests in the world. In 1910, a Rolex was the first wristwatch in the world to receive the Swiss Certificate of Chronometric Precision. 4 years later, in 1914, Britain's Kew Observatory awarded a Rolex wristwatch a Class A Precision Certificate, a distinction previously reserved only for marine chronometers. This was a game changer. Rolex had proven that a wristwatch could be just as accurate as its larger pocket watch cousin. The foundation of its legendary reliability was set. With precision conquered, Wilsdorf turned to the next great challenge: durability. A watch on the wrist is exposed to everything: dust, sweat, water. It needed to be tough. Wilsdorf's quest for a truly waterproof and dustproof watch led to one of the greatest innovations in watchmaking history. In 1926, Rolex created the Oyster, the world's first waterproof and dustproof wristwatch. It featured a hermetically sealed case that provided optimal protection for the movement inside. To prove its revolutionary design, Wilsdorf did something brilliant. In 1927, he equipped a young English swimmer named Mercedes Gleitzer with an Oyster watch for her attempt to swim the English Channel. After more than 10 hours in the icy water, Gleitzer didn't complete the swim, but the Rolex emerged in perfect working order. This was a marketing masterstroke. Rolex took out a full-page ad on the front of London's Daily Mail newspaper, celebrating the triumph of the waterproof watch. This event established Rolex's reputation for ruggedness and its association with adventurers and pioneers. The Oyster case is still a cornerstone of almost every Rolex model today, a testament to its timeless design. But Rolex didn't stop there. The next inconvenience for watch wearers was the daily chore of winding their watch. In 1931, Rolex patented the world's first self-winding mechanism with a perpetual rotor. This ingenious system, which is still the basis for automatic watches today, uses the natural motion of the wearer's wrist to power the watch. No more daily winding. Rolex had now mastered precision, durability, and convenience. The modern watch as we know it was born, and Rolex was its architect. Throughout the 20th century, Rolex watches became the trusted companions of explorers, aviators, and trailblazers, cementing their tool watch legacy. In 1953, when Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay became the first to summit Mount Everest, they wore Rolex Oyster Perpetuals. That same year, Rolex launched the Submariner, one of the first dive watches waterproof to 100 meters, which would become an icon. They also introduced the Explorer, designed specifically for adventurers. Soon after, Rolex took to the skies with the GMT Master, developed for Pan Am pilots to track 2 time zones at once. They conquered the racetrack with the Cosmograph Daytona, designed for professional racing drivers. Rolex wasn't just telling time. It was part of humanity's greatest achievements, from the deepest oceans to the highest peaks. This incredible history is the first pillar of Rolex's exclusivity. You aren't just buying a watch, you're buying into a legacy of innovation, adventure, and proven performance under the most extreme conditions. So, we know Rolex has a legendary past, but that doesn't fully explain why it's so hard to buy one today. Why the infamous waiting lists? This brings us to the second, and perhaps most crucial, pillar of Rolex exclusivity: a fanatical, uncompromising commitment to quality. Let's talk about how a Rolex is made. Unlike many brands, Rolex is intensely vertically integrated. This means they control almost every single aspect of their manufacturing process in-house. From smelting their own gold in their private foundry to creating their own proprietary alloys like Everose Gold and Oyster Steel, they leave nothing to chance. This is not a fast process. It's estimated that it takes about a full year to produce a single Rolex watch. Every component, from the tiniest screw to the complex movement, is crafted and finished to an obsessive degree. Think about the watch dial. The hour markers are often made of 18-karat gold to prevent tarnishing and are applied by hand. The lettering is so crisp, it's perfect even under a microscope. Then there's the movement, the heart of the watch. Each one is a marvel of microengineering, assembled and regulated by hand. After assembly, every single Rolex watch is submitted to the official Swiss Chronometer Testing Institute, or COSC, for certification. But for Rolex, that's not enough. After receiving COSCA certification, they bring the movement back in-house, case it up, and then subject the entire finished watch to another round of even stricter tests to earn the Superlative Chronometer designation. This guarantees an accuracy of 2 to +2 seconds per day, far exceeding the industry standard. This level of detail is everywhere. The bezels on their dive watches click with a satisfying precision that is engineered to perfection. The bracelets are designed for both comfort and durability, with clasps that feel as secure as a bank vault. This relentless pursuit of perfection means production is inherently limited. Rolex could probably make more watches if they cut corners, but that would mean they wouldn't be Rolexes. They refuse to compromise on quality for the sake of quantity. This deliberate, quality-driven scarcity is a huge part of their appeal. Finally, let's talk about the third pillar: masterful brand management and perceived value. Rolex has spent over a century cultivating an image of timeless success and achievement. Their marketing has never been about flashy trends. Instead, it focuses on endurance, legacy, and association with excellence. Think about their ambassadors. They're not just fleeting celebrities. They are top performers in their fields. People like Roger Federer in tennis, James Cameron in filmmaking, and Sylvia Earle in marine biology. This reinforces the idea that a Rolex is the watch of choice for those at the pinnacle of their profession. It's a symbol of accomplishment. This powerful branding, combined with the genuine scarcity we just talked about, creates an incredible effect on the secondary market. Because authorized dealers have long waiting lists, many Rolex models sell for significantly more on the pre-owned market than their retail price. This is almost unheard of for a mass-produced consumer good. When a watch not only holds its value but often appreciates, it stops being just a purchase and becomes an investment. This perception of Rolex as a tangible asset, a store of value, further fuels demand. People want one not just to wear, but because they know it's a safe purchase. This creates a feedback loop. High demand leads to scarcity, which leads to high resale value, which in turn fuels even more demand. So when you put it all together, the exclusivity of Rolex becomes clear. It's not just one thing. It's a powerful combination of a rich pioneering history, an obsessive and uncompromising dedication to in-house quality that naturally limits supply, and a century of brilliant marketing that has positioned the brand as the ultimate symbol of success and a reliable store of value. It's a brand built on a solid foundation, not fleeting hype. And that's why, in a world of fast fashion and disposable tech, the dream of owning a Rolex is more powerful than ever. It's a piece of enduring excellence, a legend on your wrist. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the history of Rolex. If you found this fascinating, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into the world's most iconic brands. Let me know in the comments which watch brand you'd like me to explore next. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.